Ikaw mag-open sa FB na kilala kayo. Ikaw share sa
Bago po tayo magsimula, nais po namin kayo makibahagi sa virtual na pagpupulong na ito. Kung mayroon hindi malinaw o marinig, mangyaring mag-type lamang tayo sa ating chat box upang matugunan tayo agad ng ating technical support team. Magkakaroon po tayo ng open forum pagkatapos ng mga presentasyon. Kung mayroon po tayo mga katanungan, mangyaring mag-type lamang tayo sa chat box. Sagutan ng maayos ang kwame at attendance link na isesend sa atin ng tagapayo sa bawat section. Maraming salamat.
Isang mapagpalang hapon po sa ating lahat at maligayang pagkikita-kita sa virtual na meeting na ito. Tara usap session bilang 1. Understanding one's role this pandemic as a teacher, as a parent, and as a learner. At ako naman si Ginang Irene N. Morales, tagapayo ng Grade 8 Falcon.
Lalo-lalo na ang ating matalino at matibang na technical principal for
Isang Maaaring tumayo po tayong lahat para sa pagpupugay sa ating watawat at sa pag-awit ng lupang hinirang sa pangunguna ni Ginang Michelle P. Jolangan, Teacher 3 ng ESP Department. At manatiling nakatayo para sa panalangin na pangunahan ni Ginang Rogeline G. Benalaraw, Teacher 3 ng English Department.
Nagsa-size na lang yung feedback ako dito. Ano ang feedback?
Sa nagkakatutong sa simulan sa langit kong pagkaw ay hinatang tugla awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang lang matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig. Ang ituwin at araw niya kailan pang ay di matitindig. Lumang ang araw ng warhatid pagsingkang buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya ng kantay mga amin, ang mamatay ng
Manalangin tayo. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, at ng Espiritu Santo. Amen. Panginoon naming Diyos na makapangyarihan sa lahat, maraming salamat po sa araw na ito na muli kaming sinamahan sa aming pagtitipon. Naway ikaw po, Panginoon, ang manguna sa bawat usapin na aming gagawin, at tanging kaloob mo lamang ang manguna dito. Pasbasan po ninyo ang aming tagapagsalita sa araw na ito. Salamat po sa kanyang buhay. Salamat po, Panginoon, sa buhay ng bawat isa sa amin. Salamat din po, Panginoon, sa lahat ng pagsubok at kaligtasan na iyong pinagkaloob sa amin. Patuloy niyo po kaming abutin sa tuwing kami ay nadarapa at gawing instrumento ng iyong mabubuting gawa. Ito ang aming samot dalangin. Ibinabalik ko po ang papuri, pasasalamat sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Ginget nga ay sa gen ama nga itantanok anak at turod nga mayeng beng mang tetrak ugageti at taeng bimalitok taytayak makita ng sek akay kayot bantay syera ayos di magat upok sa dinas o kaya nga himnas dakam nga anak mo kaya si tatak neng si wawaya biag idaton di ken kabis kaya si pupudno kamken ko tawagay way mo kaya ikagay mi awan wado dayaw mo tiin kam tula kanta dungdung when mi avis kaya dakam nga anak mo vis kaya si tatak neng si wawaya biag idaton mi ken kavis kaya si pabunto kamken ko tawagay way ko vis kaya ikagay ni awan wado dayaw mo tin kam tulay kan kanta dungdung when di avis kaya.
Ngayon naman ay inanyan namin kayong makinig sa isang pambungad na pananalita ni Ginang Irene G. Lorenzo, Teacher 3 OIC ng Science Department. Bigyan po natin siya ng masigabong palakpak.
Good afternoon, everyone. Kumusta po kayo? Good afternoon, everyone. Kumusta po kayong lahat? Naway nasa mabuti po kayong kalagayan at pagpalain po kayo ng Diyos. According to DepEd Memorandum 132 Series of 2019, known as the Observance of the National Mental Health Week and the World Mental Health Day, that we, faculty and staff of Solano High School, should conduct such program during November. That's why we are all here gathered for this virtual engagement. Tara Usap is a program that raises mental health and psychosocial awareness among parents and learners as a means of better understanding and solidarity in the face of the pandemic. There will be 4 sessions of Tara Usap. Today, we will understand our role during this pandemic as a teacher, as a parent and as a learner. We are here not by an accident but with a purpose. We have a role. We are family. We are one. Welcome to this virtual engagement, my dear parents, students, and teachers. God bless and stay safe.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Irene, sa inyong tinuran.
Sa pagkakataong ito, ating tawagin at pakinggan ang mensaheng hatid sa atin ng ating Project Development Officer 1 ng SDO Nueva Vizcaya, walang iba kundi si Ginoong GP Kelsey E. Vidal. Malakas na palakpak para kay Sir.
Habang hinihintay natin si Ginoong JP Kelsidad, pakinggan natin ang mensahe babahagi sa atin ng ating buting Assistant Principal to Ginang Celia D. Adon. Masigabong palakpak para kay Madam.
Hello? Hello? Naririnig ba kayo ito? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Naririnig? Naririnig nyo?
Yes, Madam.
Naririnig? Okay. So today is November 26. Wait. Okay, so to all of you, science and math teachers in the junior and the senior week, our very supportive and very active Principal 4 of Solano High School, to the group heads, the different group heads, coordinators, and the department heads, of Science and all departments who are with us today, and to the learners, the students who are so active in this project. What's the name of this project? Tara Usap. Tara Usap ang project. So, hindi na lang. Ganyan na lang. Huwag mo lang ilagay. Tapos, kikain. Okay. So, the theme place here is understanding one's role this pandemic as a teacher, as a parent, and as a learner. So I know and I suppose that we deal on understanding as a teacher, understanding our role as a teacher to our learners, our parents. So this program is very timely because we are experiencing this pandemic, and the title, the theme is actually anchored to the situation that we are having today. So from this program, I was informed yesterday that what is included in this program. We also have tree planting. So you're going to have tree planting in this program. And I know that in this activity or program that you're going to have, there are so many lessons that you will get from this. And I congratulate you all, teachers, department heads, group heads, subject coordinators, and all the learners for having this program. It is really a very fruitful program, and it is a help for our learners and our parents and to us teachers. So I know that in this activity you will learn or we learn so many lessons from the COVID-19 pandemic, for tackling the climate crisis, because you are going to plant trees. As I have seen in the program, plant tree as a legacy. So tackling the climate crisis, from uniting behind science to the power of small actions. Now, actually, every 22 of April, people come together for Earth Day and to celebrate our planet and our environmental protection. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Earth Day. I don't know if you are aware of this, but the coronavirus disease COVID-19 outbreak means celebration. We are looking for the different from usual to unusual, since we are having the new normal. Since from previous years, children and young people marching for climate action have been replaced by empty streets. If you see, wala nang mga bata sa street natin, and deserted public places. Children and young people may be staying at home, but they are, and we are, continuing to make our voices be heard as we move on to the climate change or climate strike online. So as you can see, our program is virtual. Of course, we cannot have this program face-to-face, but we'll try reaching out parents and learners through this virtual program that we are having, and thank you very much for all your efforts in disseminating informations. The massive global response to COVID-19 lead us to the question, what can we take from the pandemic to tackle the climate crisis? We all have a role to play. That is why you are going to plant trees. And what is the purpose of this? This is to mitigate. Okay, we have climate change and COVID-19. These are two very different challenges, but they do have the same key things in common. Both are global. They do not respect national boundaries, and both require countries to work together to find solutions. So for this afternoon, I'm very, very happy to see you all, although in virtual, sharing your ideas, your talents, your skills in this program. So, I will not talk more kasi meron kayong guest speaker. Meron tayong guest speaker. I might be, taking the part of the guest speaker. I see that you had a guest speaker here, whom are you going to introduce later? So I'd say congratulations to all of you and good afternoon. I'm happy to be with you, science teachers. Okay, thank you very much. Ayan lang po.
Ang isa pang magbibigay sa atin ng mensahe, ang ating aktibo at masipag na secondary school principal for Ginoong Victor G. Talon. Masigla at malakas na palakpak para kay Sir Vic.
Ganito naman ito.
Thank you very much,
Mga program hindi naman.
Almabel and Irene, our Master of Ceremonies for this program. May I start my greetings to our resource speaker, Madam Chantal Teres Tayaban of Pasig City, Metro Manila, who will share her knowledge and expertise in line of psychosocial adjustment. My greetings is also due to our other speakers, Sir JP, Dad, our very own Assistant Principal 2, Madam Celia Adun, our group heads in the senior high school, and the 8 department heads in the senior high school. To all of you, dear teachers, students, or learners, if there are, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. of you. Thank you for a significant comment, your expertise as well to our dear parents, to our dear teachers, and to our learners. As we know that this or under this new normal, we really have to adjust ourselves, not only physically, but most of all, the way we dwell on educating our learners in the delivery of education. Your program, TARA USAP, which is an acronym for Teachers Advance in Racial Health and Psychosocial Awareness to Parents and Learners. Every time as we are still undergoing so many issues as regards the ongoing pandemic, which hamper other normal as we have been doing during the normal stage of our existence. When there was no still pandemic, and so just this morning I have just delivered the simple message to the group of the senior high school teachers, where they are undergoing also another important activity that I admire most, as well as this program that you have and that you're undertaking. So I hope you will be able to deliver to our learners. We'll be able to enlighten the mind of our parents, our teachers, and our learners on how to combat the ongoing issues and concerns. Uh, for instance, is fighting COVID, which is very alarming nowadays. It is, however, noted kumukunti na ang kaso, pero kinakailangan pa rin, we need to join our hands so that our students will be able to adjust to the new normal. It is really alarming that some of our learners are not able to participate actively with class activities via our modules, via our online, together with their parents, because of the threat of the pandemic. It's therefore very timely that through this program that you have, our program TARA will enlighten the minds of our parents so that eventually they can participate with the underlying role of parents as their new teacher in their respective homes. Kailangan alam nila ang kanyang tungkulin para maintindihan ang sitwasyon ng ating mga bata sa ilalim ng pandemic or pandemya. So sa inyong lahat, Congratulations for coming up with this. Hindi ako nagsasawang magbigay ng message. Kahit araw-araw magme-message kayo at makikita kong lahat kayo ay participating actively to all the programs that you are now coming up. Once again, congratulations and thank you to our speakers for their acceptance in sharing their brilliance, their expertise and knowledge to hone the minds of our parents, teachers, and students. Good afternoon to all of you.
Maraming salamat, sir, sa napakaganda mong mensahe. Magsisilbi ito ang inspirasyon po sa amin bilang mga guro, mga magulang, at mga mag-aaral na nakikinig ngayon. At ngayon, pakinggan din natin ang mensaheng hatid sa atin ng ating Project Development Officer 1 ng SDO Nueva Vizcaya. Walang iba kundi si Ginoong GP Kelsey E. Vidal. Yan po natin siya ng masikapon.
Mabuhay. It is with honor to be with you this day as we are all gathered to engage in raising mental health and psychosocial awareness. You know, back in my early age, I've struggled with mental health issues. Ever since I was a teenager, I had severe anxiety and mild depression back then, which shifted to generalized anxiety, PTSD, and depersonalization disorder, and currently have ended up with the diagnosis of PTSD and borderline personality disorder, depending on who diagnoses me. Whatever the real diagnosis is, you can basically call me crazy, but in a good way. I am learning to love the craziness. But you know, I just have these thoughts for you to ponder, and it goes with this. I have learned anything on this mental health journey. It has been learning to love myself, mental illness, and darkness included. When we don't love ourselves in totality, even the negative parts, that means there are parts of ourselves we are not accepting, perhaps even hating. For a long time, I hated these parts of myself. I was so focused on trying to cure them and get better. I spent several years obsessing over health and wellness as a result. I did improve my health quite a bit. I lost weight, improved my energy, and created a better life for myself. However, I still wasn't at this level of perfection of functioning that I thought I needed to be at. Lahat tayo ay mapamagulang, estudyante, o teacher ka. Doon tayo sa kung anong maabot nating best version ng mga sarili natin. Yes, it is a good mindset to have this, positive outlook in life. But in the long run, it can cause us to sink into patterns of critical perfectionism that do not allow for any negative traits or flaws to be shown. It can make us go a little crazy when the person we want to be and show to the world that it is not in alignment with the person we actually are inside. The first step to loving your mental illness is to simply admit that it's there, to accept it and to live with it, to not try to hide with others and pretend that you are perfect. From there, it is a slow process of learning to live with it and eventually learning to love it about yourself. You figure it out, as many people do, than to admit your flaws to yourself and to others if you feel called to do so. Here's the secret. No one is as perfect as they make themselves seem on social media. Lahat ay flawed in their own beautiful way. It truly makes our flaws that make us more beautiful and more lovable and more human. Stressful to embrace them in authenticity and to accept ourselves for who we are, flaws and all. That is to pretend they don't exist. That's why I congratulate Mr. Christian Hector Misanes for innovating such brilliant activity to again regain awareness to not just in mental health, but seeking psychosocial support as teachers, parents, or students. Napakahalaga po ng mga ganitong aktibidades lalo na sa new normal na ginagalawan natin ngayon. Importante ang mga ganitong talakayan, kaya't nawa ay huwag niyong sasayangin ang oportunidad na ito. Because all I know, our teachers are not only responsible in the academic status of every child and to include their parents' approval in between. Pero iniisip din nila ang kapakanan ninyo in terms of youth welfare. I am very much delightful of the innovations that Solano High School, headed by Secondary School Principal Sir Victor G. Talion and Assistant School Principal Ma'am Celia Andun, on which have been innovating not just only for youth welfare, but for the welfare of teachers and as well as parents. Naway patuloy po tayong magtitiwala at maniniwala sa puso, galing at talino ng ating mga kabataan. Patuloy tayong humubog na mas lalong mailabas nila ang kanilang mga sarili. And I know that this activity is another step closer for Solano High School's youth formation. Kaya naman I know there are a lot of learnings and realizations from our resource speaker today. And I know Solano High School has still a lot to offer in the youth, parents, and teachers. But this day, simulan mo nang ilagay ang sarili mo sa harap. Dahil Solano High School, tara, usap. Again, this is your Division Youth Formation Coordinator, GP Kelsey Ibidad, isang pagbati ng magandang oras.
Maraming salamat, sir. Ako ay may tanim sa aming puso't isipan ang mga mahalagang mensaheng iyong hinahatid sa amin.
Sa puntong ito, ipakikilala sa atin ni Ginoong Christian Hector Misanes, Teacher 1 ng English Department, ang ating resource speaker ngayong hapong ito.
For the first session of Tara Usap that focuses on the roles of teachers, parents, and students this pandemic, the program management team has unanimously chosen a resources speaker who is a mental health advocate with experience working hand in hand with the students, teachers, and parents for the holistic development of child. In 2017, she received the Latin Honor Award cum laude and the prestigious Ramon Magsaysay Leadership Award for her outstanding performance as an academic achiever and a student leader at St. Mary's University, where she earned a BS in Psychology and AB in Guidance Counseling. This achievement earned her a spot as a regional finalist for the 10 Outstanding Students of the Philippines, or TOSP. In the same year, she passed the board licensure examination for psychometricians. She is currently pursuing a master's degree in developmental psychology at the Ateneo de Manila University and working as a life coach at Ridley International School in Pasig City, Metro Manila. Dear learners, parents, and colleagues in the academy, our resource speaker, Ms. Chantal Therese Tayaban. A virtual applause, please. For the first session of Tara Usap on the roles of finalists for the 10 Outstanding Students of the Philippines, or TOSP. In the same year, she passed the board licensure examination for psychometricians. She is currently pursuing a master's degree in developmental psychology at the Ateneo Manila University and working as a life coach at Ridley International School in Pasig City, Metro Manila. Dear learners, parents, and colleagues in the academy, our resource speaker, Miss Chantal Therese Tayaban. A virtual applause, please. For the first session,
A parent, or a teacher, tara, usap tayo. Welcome to the first of 4 sessions of the project Tara Usap of Solano High School. Magsisimula tayo ngayon sa U, sa salitang usap na ang ibig sabihin ay understanding one's role this pandemic. So meaning kung isa kang guro, estudyante o magulang, para sa iyo to. Hello, I am Miss Chantal Therese Tayaban and I have a question. Tayong lahat ba gusto ba natin matapos na tong pandemya? Pero ang tanong, paano natin magagawa yun? How do we get through this pandemic? And kaya nang sabi ko kanina, itong seminar na to ay hindi lang para sa estudyante. Ito rin ay para sa magulang at pati na rin sa mga guro. Kasi itong gusto natin makamit. Matapos tong pandemya, makaraos, malagpasan tong pandemya, hindi natin siya magagawa ng mag-isa. Hindi natin lalagpasan tong pandemya kung hindi tayo magtutulong. So we all want to get through this pandemic, but we can't do it alone. Pero napapansin nyo, sa mga napapansin nyo ba, nagtutulungan nga ba tayo? I know kilala ang mga Pilipino bilang matulungin, kaya may salita tayong bayanihan. Pero ba't parang lumalabas na ang bayanihan pag may bagyo o pag may nadisgrasya? Pwede rin naman tayo magtulungan ngayong may pandemya, ay hindi lang sa pagkain, hindi lang sa mahihirap, pati sa mga tao na nasa buhay natin. Kasi kahit sa maliliit na bagay lang, pwede tayo magtulungan. Pwede tayo magbayanihan sa isa't isa. So napaisip ako, baka ang rason kung bakit hindi tayo masyadong nagtutulungan sa school, sa bahay, ay dahil hindi tayo nagkakaintindihan. Kaya tignan natin, ano nga ba ang mga pinagdadaanan ng mga estudyante, guro at magulang ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Para kahit konti, mas magkaintindihan tayo. At saka baka mas lalo tayong magtulungan pag alam na natin kung anong pinagdadaanan ng isa't isa. So magsimula tayo sa high school students. So mga students dyan, nakaka-relate ba kayo sa mga nakikita nyo dito? So, nahihirapan ba kayo dahil ang dami nyong modules or nautusan kayo or yung mga exam nyo ang hirap kasi wala na kayong tulong ng barkada. Tsaka hindi na rin kayo nakikita ng mga barkada nyo. So, ito lang, konti lang to sa mga pinagdadaanan ng mga estudyante natin ngayon. So, nag-a-adjust rin sila sa distance learning. Siyempre, ilang taon silang nag-aral na face-to-face, tapos bigla ang natigil yun at kailangan nila mag-adjust sa distance learning. So, there's really an adjustment period for students. And not only that, when you're in this age, in high school, you're in adolescence, meron din silang iba't pinagdadaanan inside of them. So, usually at this age, the students or the adolescents, they want to spend time with their barkada. Ito yung medyo humihiwalay na sila sa family nila at ang pinaka-importante sa kanila ay mga barkada nila, kung anong sinasabi ng friends nila, and to always spend time with them. Tsaka they're also developing their logical reasoning, their critical thinking, so their brain is developing. So they want to make their own decisions, they start questioning authority, and they go through a lot of changes. And these are just normal for their age.
So physically, they're also changing, emotionally, like they feel emotions more deeply, kaya very sensitive sila at this age. So idagdag niyo pa yon sa previous slide ko na mga pinagdadaanan ng mga students. And talagang mahirap maging estudyante. Mahirap maging estudyante ngayon pa sa panahon ng pandemya. So hindi rin madali para sa mga students. Pero paano naman ang mga parents? So marami ring iniisip at pinagdadaanan ng mga magulang natin. So, syempre yung trabaho nila, very stressful na yun. Ako nga na nagtatrabaho ako, nasa-stress na ako. Pero yung anak, paano pa kayo yung mga nagtatrabaho na may anak? So, yung iba, dahil sa pandemya, nawalan sila ng trabaho. So, ngayon, naghahanap pa sila. So, dagdag stress rin yun. Syempre, yung mga may batang anak, inaalagaan nila. Tsaka, alam mo, nagwo-work sila, nagwo-work tong mga magulang natin para sa atin. Para may panggastos tayo, para may pangbayad ng tuition. So, itong ginagawa ng mga magulang natin, hindi nila ginagawa para sa sarili nila. Actually, they're working hard for us, for their families. Tsaka sila pa nag-aalaga, naglinis ng bahay, nag-aayos ng bahay. Tapos minsan, nakahanap pa sila ng time na tumulong sa modules ng mga anak nila. So, hindi rin madali maging magulang. Ang dami nilang iniisip. Tapos, pag magulang ka, hindi ka pwedeng tamarin, hindi ka pwedeng maging bad influence kasi ang daming nakasalalay sa'yo bilang magulang. So, hindi rin madali ang maging magulang. And finally, ano naman ang mga pinagdadaanan ng mga teachers? So, ang teachers actually isa to sa mga pinakanahihirapan ngayong pandemya dahil sila rin, sanay silang magturo ng face-to-face tapos biglaang they have to learn how to teach in distance learning. So, gumagawa sila ng modules. As in, ang hirap gumawa ng modules. Tapos, sila pa ang magprint, magsa-stapler, magpo-photocopy. Tapos, hindi naman lahat sila may printer. So, mag-share lang sila ng mga gamit. So, alam ko, narinig ko sa mga teachers, overtime sila hanggang madaling araw. Dahil mag-share sila ng ng mga materials nila. Tapos, gumagawa pa sila ng mga materials for class. Tapos sila pa gumagawa ng grades natin. Tapos, mag-distribute pa sila sa mga barangay na malala. Pag natapos nyo na lahat ng modules at exam nyo, sila pa ang kukuha at mag-collect ng mga modules nyo. And to top it all off, maglilinis pa sila ng classroom, meron pa silang mga home visitation or remedial teaching sa ibang mga estudyante. Tapos, syempre, nagpo-follow up sila sa mga hindi gumagawa on time ng modules. Syempre, gusto nilang i-check yung progress ng mga estudyante. At pag hindi nila ma-reach yung mga estudyante, yung mga magulang naman yung kinakausap nila. So, maraming ginagawa ang mga teachers ngayon. At ginagawa nila lahat to para sa mga students. Kasi ayaw nilang maghirap rin ng mga students. So, ang daming ginagawa ng mga teachers para mapadali ang buhay natin. So, mahirap maging teacher. Lalo na talagang napilitan silang gawin at matutunan lahat ng to in the span of 2 years. At ibang-iba talaga ang buhay ng face-to-face teaching sa distance learning na to. Kaya, sa lahat ng nabanggit ko kanina, lahat tayo may pinagdadaanan. Lahat tayo mahirap ang buhay ngayong pandemya. At hindi pa kasama dyan yung mga personal na pinagdadaanan. Mga relationship problems, family problems, financial problems, emotional problems. So yung mga yun, hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga pinagdadaanan, yung mga extra na pinagdadaanan ng ibang tao. So lahat ng nagrupong nabanggit ko kanina, may sarili-sariling iniisip at pinaproblema. Ang dami nga parang hindi lang isa. So hindi talaga natin alam kung anong pinagdadaanan ng iba. So bakit hindi natin tulungan ang isa't isa? Kasi if we don't work together and help each other, we just add to each other's problem. Here's an example. So for example, pag ang estudyante hindi gumawa ng schoolwork, ang teacher, madadagdagan yung trabaho niya kasi kailangan niyang mag-follow up sa estudyante, kailangan niyang i-contact yung parents ng estudyante. So ngayon, pati yung mga parents, madadagdagan yung trabaho nila kasi kakausapin nila yung anak nila, mag-worry sila about their child. Tapos syempre, may konting hiya rin sa teacher kasi hindi gumagawa ng schoolwork yung anak niya. So ngayong itong parents na to, magagalit din sila sa anak nila. So pati yung estudyante, maapektuhan rin. Kasi sino ba nang gusto mapagalitan, di ba? Kasi maybe there are reasons bakit hindi magawa ng estudyante yung schoolwork. So it's a cycle really. And for example, kung ganito yung nangyari, ang pwede nating magawa, for example, if we are parents, is wag na lang natin pagalitan yung anak natin. Baka mas maganda kung kausapin muna natin yung anak natin kung ano ba ang rason kung bakit di nila ginagawa. So wag yung galit agad. Kasi talagang this is a cycle at naaapektuhan tayong lahat dahil lang sa ginawa ng isang tao. So I wanted to show you a theory that explains this. So I am studying to be a developmental psychologist. And there is this concept called the systems theory. And basically what it means is all connected. So it is a way of looking at relationships in a way na lahat ng ginagawa natin, it can influence other people. So ginagawa natin sa buhay natin, kung gumawa tayo ng schoolwork o hindi, naapektuhan natin yung mga teachers at pati na yung mga magulang natin. So we are all connected. We are part of a bigger system. And we are not alone. We are all part of a group and we can influence each other in a group. So ano ba yung mga benefits? Bakit to sinasabi sa inyo tong systems theory? Importanteng alam natin to kasi matutulungan tayo na intindihin na yung ibang tao na impluwensyahan tayo. Naapektuhan tayo sa ginagawa ng iba. Importante rin na alam natin na this systems theory can help us may help us understand how groups work so that we can work towards a common goal. And lastly, maintindihan rin natin na yung mga actions natin can influence others. So mas magiging mindful na tayo kung ano yung sana maging mindful tayo kung ano yung mga ginagawa natin kasi naapektuhan na rin pala yung iba sa ginagawa natin. So tignan natin, paano ba tayo pwede magtulungan? So may papakita ko sa inyo a way of how we can get through this pandemic if we help each other. So if you notice, there are arrows in both sides because hindi lang dapat isa ang gumagalaw, lahat tayo may ambag. So students can help teachers and teachers can help students and vice versa. So all of these, teachers, students, and parents can help each other and vice versa. So let's go through it one by one. How can students help their teachers? So simulan natin dito. So very simple. Students can help their teachers sa pag-submit ng modules on time para hindi na tayo i-remind ni teacher, di ba? Hindi na tayo pa-follow up sa messenger tapos ang gagawin lang ng mga estudyante minsan is magsisim. So nakaka-stress yun sa teachers. So matutulungan talaga natin sila kung gagawin na natin yung work natin nang wala ng reminders. Kasi yun naman ang responsibility natin, di ba, bilang estudyante. Tapos wag natin kalimutan maging respectful kasi nakikita natin online, naririnig natin yung mga kwento na may mga estudyante na hindi na nagre-respeto sa mga teachers nila. Sa dami-dami na ginagawa ng mga teachers natin para sa atin, I think they deserve our respect. Tapos, makakatulong rin to sa teachers kung hindi tayo magme-message after office hours. So, wag na tayo mag-message na after 5 p.m. Alam naman natin, mahilig tayo na mag-message lang sa teacher natin kasi friends naman tayo sa messenger, di ba? So may mga estudyante magme-message sila ng mga madaling araw kasi doon sila gumagawa ng work. Nakaka-stress rin yun sa teacher kasi hindi naman na nila dapat iniisip yung work nila kasi after office hours na. Pero nangyayari pa rin siya. So that's one small thing that we can do to help our teachers. And lastly, our teachers are there for us. So let's be open to them. So sabihin natin sa kanila kung nahihirapan na tayo kasi meron din silang mga pwedeng gawin para tulungan tayo. May mga pwedeng gawin ang school. Kaya nga sabi ko, kaya meron tayong mga home visitation or mga remedial teaching. Parang maraming ginagawa ang mga teachers para matulungan ang estudyante. Minsan naghihintay lang sila na i-approach natin sila. So yun, that's what you can do if you're a student so you can help your teachers. And your role as students is to know your responsibilities as a student and to do them. So yun, that's for students. So, paano naman ang mga teachers? Paano nila matutulungan ang mga estudyante? So, we all know teachers already do so much, but let's not forget that we need to keep believing and not giving up on our students, even if nahihirapan sila or yung behavior nila can be challenging. Pero we have to remember na teachers tayo, and we have a very important role in the lives of the students. So let's not give up on them. If you remember, si Adele recently, sabi niya, tinanong siya if there is one person in her life who made an impact. Tapos ang sabi niya, it was her English teacher. And so all of these years, she still remembered the impact of that English teacher because that teacher believed in her and cared about Adele. So si Adele na yun ah. So yun, teachers really do have a big impact. Tapos kung kaya naman natin, try rin natin i-reduce or make sure na doable yung workload, yung mga modules ng mga estudyante. And lastly, let's also, we remember, syempre, meron tayong compassionate teaching. So given na yun na we should be understanding. But let's not forget to be firm. For example, with deadlines, we should also help students learn the consequences of not doing their work. So let's be firm also, but also understanding. So there is a fine line that we have to balance so that we can teach the students responsibility also. Hindi pwedeng lagi lang tayo nag-give way or lagi lang tayo understanding. We should also try to help them be responsible but still be understanding depending on the situation. So the role of teachers is to be a positive influence in the lives of students. So now, paano naman pag sa magulang? Paano matutulungan ng estudyante ang magulang? So very easy also kasi ang magulang natin lahat naman ginagawa nila para sa atin eh. So ang konting mabibigay lang natin na tulong ay if we do our best in school para hindi sayang ang tuition, hindi sayang lahat ng hirap ng mga magulang natin. So also, if you can, help out sa bahay, sa paglinis, sa mga gawaing bahay, sa pag-alaga ng kapatid, kung ano lang ang kaya nyo at kung anong kaya ng time nyo at workload nyo. Tapos wag natin kalimutan, maging respectful sa mga magulang natin. Alam natin na importante sa atin ng mga kaibigan natin, minsan nakalimutan na natin ang family, pero sana let's still be respectful kahit tingin natin hindi tayo naiintindihan ng mga parents natin. In the end, sila, mahal tayo talaga ng mga magulang natin. Minsan di lang natin nafe-feel, pero that doesn't change the fact that they still love us. And so let's always remember to be respectful for them and be open to them. Kung in-approach tayo nila, or let them know if you need help. Kasi minsan, hinihintay lang rin tayo ng magulang natin na mag-open up sa kanila. So, hintayan din pala ang nangyayari. And our parents naman are always there for us. So, wag tayong matakot na i-approach ang parents natin. So, ang role ng students dito is to help the parents as much as you can. So, depende talaga to sa situation nyo. Pero kung kaya nyo pang tumulong more, then do what you can to help your parents. Ito naman, how can parents help the students? So parents, actually, ang laki ng influence nyo sa mga anak, sa mga estudyante. So if you can, please be encouraging. Please encourage your child to do their best, to support their interests and goals. Kasi they look up to you. They look up to your opinions. And you are the ones who can see their strengths even when they don't. So you can also help the students identify their strengths. Kasi they are in an age na some can be insecure or some may be still navigating the world. So they need a lot of guidance, even if sometimes it doesn't seem like it. Tsaka it's very important that parents, maging safe person kayo para sa anak nyo. So dapat pag nag-approach yung anak nyo sa inyo at may sinabi sila, try to be open to what they're saying kasi it takes courage also for them to open up to you. So pag nag-open up sila, wag natin agad like pagalitan or magalit. Pakinggan rin natin kung anong gusto nilang sabihin. At try rin natin silang intindihin. And lastly, they're growing and they're trying to navigate the world to become adults. So give them a chance to grow and find their voice and their identity. So even if yung mga personality nila might be different from ours, tignan natin kung wala naman sila nasasaktan, then try natin silang isupport. So that's what parents can do for students. So your role is to guide and support your child. So how about how about teachers to parents? What can teachers do? So teachers actually they can keep the parents updated about the child kung gumagawa ba sila ng work, and teachers can also help parents understand what their children are going through. Parang itong seminar na to, isa to sa mga ginagawa ng teachers natin para matulungan din ang mga parents natin and mga students also. So these are just some things that teachers can do. And ang role ng teachers is to be a second parent for the child in school. And lastly, may mga magagawa rin ang mga parents natin para sa mga teachers. First and foremost, maybe you can thank your teachers, thank the teachers of your children, kasi marami talaga silang ginagawa para sa mga anak natin. So make sure that you also show them your gratitude and appreciation. Also, what parents can do is you can help check if your child is doing their schoolwork. So, kayo ang mga mata ng mga teachers ngayon na may distance learning tayo. So, it's also important that you can check on your children if they're being responsible in doing their schoolwork. And lastly, please be respectful to our teachers. They're already doing a lot for our children, for the students. And so, if they have feedback and suggestions, let's just be open to them and hear them out if ever baka makatulong pa to sa kanila, sa mga anak natin. Sa mga anak nyo. So that's it. That's how parents can help teachers. And your role, parents, is to be an extra support of the school habang nasa bahay yung mga anak nyo. So lastly, gusto ko lang sabihin ulit na gaya ng sabi ko sa simula, lahat tayo gusto natin malagpasan tong pandemya. Gusto natin matapos tong COVID-19 at bumalik na tayo sa normal. Kaya kailangan natin magtulungan. Hindi lang isang tao ang dapat gagalaw, kundi lahat tayo dapat may ambag. I hope nakatulong tong seminar, webinar sa inyo. And I hope kahit konti magtulungan tayo at magkaintindihan tayo ng even more. Again, I am Ms. Chantal Teresa Yaban. Goodbye and thank you.
Muli, bigyan natin ng virtual clap si Binibining Chantal. Maraming salamat, ma'am, sa napakainam, napakalawak, at napakayaman mong kaalaman na inyong ibinahagi sa amin ngayong hapon ito. Ngayon ay lalo naming naunawaan ang gampanin namin bilang guro, bilang magulang, at bilang mag-aaral.
Nais naming igawad ang sertipiko ito. Hayaan niyong basahin ko ang nilalaman ng sertipiko. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Region 2, Cagayan Valley, Schools Division of Nueva Vizcaya, Solano High School, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. This certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Chantal Therese Tayaban for delivering an informative and thought-provoking lecture as resource speaker during the first session of Tara USAP, Teacher Assistance and Raising Mental Health and Psychological Awareness to Parents and Learners, Key Towards Better Understanding and Solidarity Amidst Pandemic, entitled Understanding One's Role This Pandemic as a Teacher, as a Parent, as a Learner, held on November 26, 2021 at Solano High School, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Signed, Celia D. Adon, Assistant School Principal 2, Victor G. Talion, School Principal 4, Marivic C. Bacud, PSBS Solano 2 District.
Bilang mga guro, mga magulang at mga mag-aaral, sa panahon ngayon ng pandemya ay marami tayong mga katanungang bumabagabag sa atin tungkol sa distance learning modality. Para sagutin ang ilang katanungang ito, narito ang isang video presentation na ihahatid sa atin sa pangunguna ni na Ginoong Joven Job E. Pilas-Pilas, Teacher 1 at Binibining Roxanne Elaine Concepcion, Teacher 3 ng English Department.
Magandang araw sa inyo! Alam natin na nagsimula na naman ang taong panunurang 2021-2022. Ngunit dahil tayo pa rin ay may kinakaharap na pandemya, ang Department of Education, kasama ng iba pang paaralan gaya ng Solano High School, ay inoobserba pa rin ang distance learning. Dahil rito, narito kami upang bigyan ng kasagutan ang inyong mga katanungan tungkol sa proseso ng pag-aaral natin ngayon. Ang mga modules na natanggap ninyo ay self-learning, kung saan babasahin ninyo ang nakalakip na paliwanag sa mga aralin at sasagutan ang mga gawain. Ang mga answer key o batayang sagot na nakalagay sa mga modules ay sadyang inilagay nang sa gayon ay magkaroon ng basehan ang magulang o kaya estudyante sa pag-check o pagsuri ng kanilang mga sagot, kung tama ba ito o mali. Dito makikita kung naunawaan ba ng estudyante ang aralin sa pamamagitan ng mga gawain. Kung mababa ang nakuhang marka, maaari niyang balikan ang module upang aralin ang parteng hindi niya masyadong naunawaan. Depende yun sa natanggap ninyong weekly home learning plan na kasama ng mga modules sa bawat asignatura. Ang WHLP ay magsisilbing gabay kung ano lamang ang sasagutan at paano sasagutan ang mga gawaing ito. Kahit tayo ay nasa distance learning, huwag nating isipin na nawala na rin ang ating mga guro. Maaari mo silang i-text, i-chat, o kaya tawagan sa naaayon na oras kung ikaw ay may katanungan. Sa iyong learning kit, makikita mo roon ang iyong class schedule kung saan nakasaad rin ang pangalan at numero ng iyong guro sa bawat asignatura. Tandaan natin, modular distance learning man ang ating kaparaanan upang ipagpatuloy natin ang edukasyon, lahat tayo ay dapat sama-sama at magkaisa upang mapagtagumpayan ang hamon ng pandemya. Narito kami upang gabayan at tulungan kayo. Ngayong taon, tayo pa rin ay may kinakaharap na pagsubok na dulot ng COVID-19, kung kaya't hindi pa rin maisasagawa ang face-to-face classes. Upang ang kawani ng paaralan at tayong mga estudyante ay maging ligtas, ang Solano High School ay pinapatupad pa rin ang distance learning, kung saan ang mga estudyante ay natututo sa pamamagitan ng pagsagot ng modules. Narito uli kami upang bigyan kayo ng kaalaman kung paano ang prosesong ito. Iaanunsyo ng inyong tagapayo ang oras, araw, at lugar kung kailan ninyo maaaring kunin ang inyong mga learning kit. Kung ikaw ay mag-aaral na naninirahan sa Barangay Rojas, Barangay Quirino, Bayumbong, at iba pang barangay sa bayan ng Quezon gaya ng Baresbes, Daruba, Buliwao, at Ronruno, maaaring kunin ng inyong magulang o tagapangalaga ang inyong learning kit sa nakatalagang cluster room sa Solano High School. Maliban sa mga nabanggit, ang mga drop-off points ng learning kits ay barangay hall ng inyong barangay na iyong tinitirahan. Maaari kayong makibalita sa inyong class group chats o kaya naman sa Facebook page ng paaralan sa araw ng pagkuha ng learning kits. Alalahanin pa rin natin na kung tayo ay kukuha ng learning kit, dapat tayong magbaon ng ating sariling ballpen, magsuot ng face mask at face shield, at sumunod sa iba pang health protocols na itinalaga sa mga drop-off points. Ang mga magulang o mas nakatatanda sa iyo ang maaaring kumuha ng iyong learning kit. Iuuwi nila ito sa inyong tahanan upang inyong sagutan. Tiyakin na naisulat mo ang iyong pangalan, section at subject name sa iyong mga answer sheets. Magkakasama rin dapat ang mga answer sheets sa bawat asignatura. Maayos itong ilagay sa loob ng iyong learning kit. Ang iyong magulang ang magbabalik nito sa takdang araw at lugar na sinabi ng iyong tagapayo. Kailangan pa rin sundin ang health protocols kung ibabalik na ang iyong learning kit. Bahagi ng teaching and learning process ang pagbibigay ng grado o marka sa mga mag-aaral. Bago ang pandemya, ang mga mag-aaral ay binibigyan ng grado base sa tatlong summative assessment components. Ito ay written works, performance tasks, at quarterly assessment. Dahil tayo ay nasa tinatawag na new normal education, may mga pagbabago sa ating grading system. Marahil isa ka sa mga nagtatanong kung paano binibigyan ng mga guro ng grado ang mga mag-aaral sa panahon ngayon. Atin itong alamin sa videong ito. Ang pagbabago sa sistema ng pagmamarka ay nakapaloob sa DepEd Order No. 31 Series of 2020 o ang Interim Guidelines for Assessment and Grading in light of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. Taong 2015 nang inilabas ng DepEd ang DO No. 8 o ang Policy Guidelines on Classroom Assessment for the K-12 Basic Education Program. Sa policy guidelines na ito, isinasaad na ang mga mag-aaral ay magbibigyan ng grado base sa kanilang written works, performance tasks, at quarterly assessments. Magkakaiba ang weight distribution ng bawat component sa iba't ibang learning area. Ngunit dahil sa pandaigdigang suliranin na ating kinahaharap, minabuti ng Department of Education na hindi na muna isasama ang quarterly assessments o periodic tests sa pagbibigay ng marka sa mga bata. Nagkaroon ng pagbabago sa weight distribution ng iba't ibang components. Narito ang bagong grading system base sa DepEd Order No. 31 Series of 2020. Makikita natin rito na may dalawa na lamang tayong components, ang written works at performance tasks. Para sa language, araling panlipunan, at edukasyon sa pagpapakatao, ang kanilang written works ay 40% at ang kanilang performance tasks ay 60%. Sa science at math naman, 50% sa written works at 50% sa kanilang performance tasks. Ang EPP at MAPE ay may 30% para sa written works at 70% para sa performance tasks. Para naman sa senior high school, ang kanilang mga core subjects ay 40% para sa written works at 60% para sa performance tasks. Para naman sa ibang subjects ng academic tracks, 40% ay para sa written works at 60% para sa performance tasks. Sa kanilang work immersion o business enterprise o simulation o exhibit at enterprise, written works at performance tasks ng academic tracks ay 50%. Ang ibang subjects, pati na ang work immersion, business enterprise, simulation, exhibit at enterprise sa TVL o technical vocational and livelihood, ay may 30% para sa written works at 70% para sa performance tasks. Ngayon ay alam nyo na ang paraan ng pagmamarka sa inyong mga outputs ngayon sa new normal education. Tandaan natin, mahalaga na pagsikapan nating matuto kahit ngayong panahon ng pandemya dahil lamang pa rin ang may alam. Salamat po sa inyong pakikinig.
Maraming salamat Sir Job at Ma'am Roxanne sa mga tips at mahalagang impormasyon at mga kasagutan na inihatid nyo sa amin, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga mahal na magulang, mga mag-aaral sa paaralang ito. Maraming salamat po mga mahal naming mga magulang sa inyong aktibong pakikibahagi sa sesyong ito. Nawanagan tayong lahat, magsilbing gabay at hamon sa atin sa panahon ngayon ng pandemya. Kaisa tayo para sa ating mga anak, para sa ating mga mag-aaral, at para sa ating bayan.
Nais naming pasalamatan ang lahat ng tumulong at nakiisa upang maging matagumpay ang virtual meeting na ito. Ang project management team na binubuo ng mga sumusunod.
Head Technical Team, Ma'am Michelle Peralta.
IT Consultants, Ma'am Zinaida Tacadena, Sir Erwin Cachola, and Ma'am Leia J. Asor.
In charge of video presentation, Ma'am Joan Castillo, Sir Alvin Christian Antonio, Sir Job Pilas, and Ma'am Roxanne Concepcion.
Social Media Manager, Ma'am Catherine Laguerta.
Kwame, Ma'am Jacqueline Cantor, and Ma'am Michelle Ann Takal.
Terminal Report, Sir Christian Hector and Ma'am Jane Pilas.
Certificates, Ma'am Roxanne Kate Alabas and Ma'am Edneline Pico.
Attendance, Ma'am Sherilyn Madamba. To all
speakers and yours truly.
To all grade 8 advisors and teachers.
To all consultants, Ma'am Irene Lorenzo, Ma'am Celia Adun, Sir Victor Talion, Dr. Marivic Bakud, and Sir GP Kelsey Vidad. Maraming salamat po muli.
Para naman sa katapusan ng pagpupulong na ito, makinig tayo sa pangwakas na pananalita at nahatid sa atin ni Ginang Mary Jane Pilas, Master Teacher 1 ng Science Department.
Okay na ba? Mamaya. Good afternoon, everyone. Tunay nga po na pinagpala tayo sa araw na ito. Pinagpala tayo dahil sa maraming reasons. Isa ay yung naging posible po ang virtual engagement natin ito. At pangalawa, sa mga information na naibahagi sa atin ng ating guest speaker, ang ating life coach na si Chantel Teres Tayaban. Maraming salamat po sa oras at information na naibahagi nyo sa amin. Pangatlo, teachers at ang ating administration na tumulong upang maging successful ang activity na to. Para po sa karagdagang announcement, meron po tayong naka-post na link sa attendance. So kailangan po natin fill upan yung attendance link na to bago po matapos ang ating programa. Pangalawa, sa December 3 po ay distribution ng cards ng lahat ng grade levels. So ang mga parents po ay kukuha ng cards sa kanilang mga advisors. Wait na lang po tayo sa schedule kung anong oras tayo pwede pumasok dito sa eskwelahan. Ipopost na lang po ng bawat advisors. Tapos sa araw din pong yun, ay retrieval ng mga natapos na answer sheets at saka modules ng mga estudyante natin. So bukod po sa distribution ng cards, magsasoli po, magbabalik po kayo ng mga answer sheets. Pangatlo, sa mga nasa science section, sa December 3 din po, ibibigay yung mga additional na LAS para sa mga natin or additional subjects sa curriculum natin. Okay, pangalawa pong announcement, magpabakuna na po tayo. Ang mga learners natin, ages 12 to 17, ay pwede na pong magpabakuna. So ang schedule po, nakapost po ngayon. Bale, sa buong Solano po, may schedule po per barangay. Nagsimula na po ito noong November 25. Tapos mag-e-end sa December 13. Pakikuha na lang po, pa-note na lang po ng schedule nyo. Maganda po mapabakunahan po nyo ang mga bata natin para sa ganon ay sa paghahanda ng ating face-to-face, limited face-to-face na sa tingin ko ay malapit nang mangyari. So ayun lang po, muli maraming salamat po sa pagbibigay nyo ng oras sa araw na to para sa programa nating ito. Maraming salamat!
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Jay.
Manatili po tayo sa ating kinaroroonan para sa pangwakas na panalangin.
Patuloy mo po kaming bigyan ng karunungan at patuloy mong pagpalain ang bawat isa. Ingatan mo po kami. Ama naming makapangyarihan sa lahat, salamat po at sinamahan mo po kami sa buong panahon ng aming pag-uusap. Anuman po ang mga naibahagi at napag-usapan ay tumagos nawa, hindi lamang sa aming mga pandinig, kundi pati sa aming mga puso. Alam po namin na ang lahat ay aming magagawa dahil nandyan ka upang kami gabayan. Patuloy mo po kaming bigyan ng karunungan at patuloy mong pagpalain ang bawat isa. Ingatan mo po kami sa aming paghiwa-hiwalay at patnubayan mo po kami sa araw-araw. Amen.
Paalam!